Hey there, I'm Gazbot, and this is me talking to you about the San Jose Super Toy and Comic Convention? Something like that. It's the toy show in San Jose, at the fairgrounds.
Well, it's 6:30 a.m. and it's cold out, which is the only good thing about being up this early. Oh, now we're going. I'm here in the car with the sideways thing, sun, whatever. What's going on? I am Gazbot, and I am on my way to the San Jose Super Toy and Collectible Show, Super Toy and Comic Show, the San Jose Toy Show, as it's commonly known, at the Santa Clara Fair. It's the San Jose Toy Show, but it's at the Santa Clara Fairgrounds 4 times a year. I go almost every time, usually to sell, sometimes to buy, usually buying even when I'm selling. I do comic conventions and library conventions and comic store conventions and things like that where I sell my art and my comics, the Hooray for independent kaiju comic. But at the toy show, I do bring art there, and I usually have some copies of my comics, but I'm also selling toys. I typically split a table with my buddy the Big Dog. He sells toys, I sell toys and art. And I am not a reseller or a professional vendor or anything like that. I am just a toy collector that has toys he's ready to get rid of every few months. It's called curation, people, and it prevents me from becoming a hoarder, at least a bad hoarder. Anyway, it's 6:45 in the morning, which is stupid early, and I went to bed early last night, which means I went to bed about 12:30, so I got less than 6 hours sleep, which isn't the worst night's sleep, but it's not great. I am having a caffeinated beverage since I need to drive and I want to be safe, so this is a need use case. I've been trying to avoid caffeine, except when necessary. I deem this necessary. Yesterday was crazy. I had a doctor's appointment and a bunch of other stuff I had to do in the morning, again, getting up early. So I guess a little less than 6 hours sleep isn't terrible, but it's been that way for 2 or 3 nights in a row now. And then I had to start setting up for the show, so I loaded up the car, brought everything down there. Normally I would set up completely, but I sort of just set up the backdrop of the cubes and dropped off all my boxes and built my new display, which I'll show you when I get there, for the tabletop. And I had to go because I had a job up north, a caricature job, and it was about an hour, 15 minutes from where I was, because I was down south where I live and the job is up north where I live. But the wrinkle is that I had to stop back at home because I stupidly didn't bring my easel and like the Hawaiian shirt I wear, which I probably could have fit in the car, but I emptied the car, filled it with toys and artwork stuff, and so I had to stop back at home, which added like a 45-minute detour, but worse than that, it added traffic, so I was just barely getting to my job on time. The job went well, the job went to overtime, which meant I stayed out even later, which is why, even though I went to bed around 12:30 and that was early, I had wanted to go to bed even earlier, but it just wasn't possible. All this is to say, I'm tired and I'm burnt out before the show even starts. So it starts at 9. I was aiming to get there at 7. I'm probably gonna get there a little after 7 because, I don't know, I got up on time, but I was just moving slowly. And I knew that it wouldn't really matter if I was a few minutes late, but I need to set up. I need an hour to an hour and a half to set up, maybe more. I could set up for an art show, a comic show, usually in an hour to 2 hours, beginning to end. So since I already have time put in, it should be less than that, except it's also a toy show, and that always takes me longer because I have different toys, and I sometimes need to price them, and I need to coordinate with my partner where we're gonna put stuff. So having a little less than 2 hours to set up will probably be just enough time. And, you know, if I have time, I'll also walk around and look at some stuff before people come in and it gets crowded, because I need to buy toys to replace the toys I'm selling. Anyway, that's enough of this from the car. Let's cut to me getting to the show. All right, so I just parked and I have 2 small boxes I need to bring over. That's to give to the Big Dog. And I have my backpack full of art supplies and a few other last minute things. It's like 7:10 or something like that, so probably by 7:30 is when I'll actually get in the building. One other thing I forgot to mention is yesterday I came as early as I could, which is 2 o'clock, but you have to sign in, and I actually had to wait online for about 40 minutes, similar to like when you're going into a con. But I had already paid, but I didn't know my table number, but I still had to stand online, which was kind of a bummer. So as pressed for time as I was yesterday, I ended up wasting about 45 minutes. And in a minute, I'll show you what I was able to get done in the... Actually, I left about 3:45, so getting panicky about time. So I had about an hour to set up, and I'll show you what I had done. Luckily, I did keep those 2 main tower pieces built from the last 2 shows I did, so that saved me some time, although it resulted in me not being able to fit everything in my car. So choices being made.
So this is basically what was set up. The tablecloth was put down, all the boxes. I assembled this. This is my new display.
which I'll show you in a minute. It has I'll put my headshots up here, maybe some bigger ones up top. And then boxes. And as you can see next door, these were not all built up yesterday. We're kind of sandwiched in between these bigger vendors with walls of things. So, and meanwhile, over here, people haven't shown up at all yet. So there's a great variety in the way and how quickly people get ready. So with the limited space for art, which is actually more than I usually take up with art, usually it's about a quarter of the table. Here it's a little bit more than a quarter of the table. You can see I have my new display set up with all my headshots. I have all but 2 up there. I gotta find them in a box and put them up. I also have this portfolio that has all the headshots, but I'm gonna not put this on the table so that I can keep the art limited to here. The bigger prints, I will have the book because I'm only gonna have like 1 or 2 there. And my comics, I put in this area here. This new rack I like, but it's right up to the edge of the table. And this is sort of a standard size table you get at a con. And I wanted to put the comics out, but as you can see, if I put them like that, they hang over, and I guarantee everyone is gonna hit that with their leg and bend it and knock it over. So while I don't wanna lay it on top of each other, I feel like that's the best solution for now. So this is gonna be this section. I'll put a couple prints there, and everything else will be toys. I'm also foregoing my 2 boxes of pins. I was gonna forego just 1, but I think I'm just gonna leave it out altogether. Usually it's a good way to get a couple extra bucks, but since I have the toys as well, and it's not an art show, I'm just gonna focus on what fits on the table and will get me more money or more visibility. 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, it's clopping time. It's 9 o'clock and we're basically set up. Oh look, he's clopping. I think he thought I said plopping. So you can see I got my art section here, got the little box here so that you can walk up and still see the art and flip through the book a little bit. I have just a few prints displayed. I intentionally chose the Mazinger because it's a toy, and those are kind of my 2 go-tos that draw a lot of attention. I have a few toys hanging. Those are my Ninja Turtle toys, so I put a few Ninja Turtle prints next to them, different ones than I've had in the past. And then the kind of the more expensive toys here, some bins to dig through, etc., some graphic novels and stuff, and we have more in back that we'll sort through and bring out through the day, but this is sort of the starting point so that we look presentable. Wow, it is bright out, and I did not bring my sunglasses. It's a little after 12, so we've been open for 3 hours totally, and I think 1 or 2 hours after the early bird, they let certain people in that paid extra, and it's been going pretty well for both Alex and myself. Mostly selling toys, but I did sell 1 set of the Ninja Turtle Misfits prints. That's 6 of them. I sell them for 10 each, but I do buy 2, get 1 free, so 2 sets of 3, so it's 40 for the set, but that's kind of free money at a toy show because the toys are what's paying for the table, so I'm already in the black. I've already made money between the toys and that print, so that's good. And it's been busy, yeah. I have not even really had a chance to look at it around any other toys or whatever. I just came out to the car to get a box for something. Electro Legends, how much? Excuse me. That was the big dog texting me for a price on one of my things, so I'm going back in. So this is something I've never done before. I actually have overlapping, which I'm not a big fan of, but I have such a small area that it was the best I could do. I mean, I could have put more art here instead of toys, but it's a toy show, you know? One thing I like to do with the bigger items, I put Post-its on the back so that I could just at a glance know the prices. I have a list and things like that, but this sort of helps me. And they don't damage the packaging at all because it's got that sort of gumminess. I'm a genius. It's about 2:45 and things have just finally started slowing down. There's still a few people wandering around, but the big rush of all day is over. I was able to go to the snack bar and get a drink. I got a Diet Coke. It's 2 months expired and it was $3. It's disgusting. I hate it and I'm mad at myself for buying it. The big dog is now taking a walk for the first time around the show. When he gets back, I'll probably do the same. Also just found out the show ends at 4:30. I thought it ended at 5 or 6, so I was misinformed, or I just didn't do my due diligence. Tomorrow the show is much shorter, but we'll finish up tonight. Look, I put a sheet on it. Now no one can steal. Camera, you're pointed the wrong way. Oh, there he is. Is me. I am. We are. Welcome. It's me back to you. Show's over. I'm brain dead. I'm driving. I got myself a little slurperino. It's Deadpool telling me to slurp like a superhero. Is that how a superhero? It'll be more like, ha ha ho! I see you're in peril. Stand back, evil man. Anyway, I'm gone. This may or may not be caffeinated. I don't know. I had that horrible caffeinated, gross, out-of-date Diet Coke. Today was good. I'm exhausted, but today was good. It was busy. I didn't tally everything up, but at least $300. Now, don't be misled. Most of that was not artwork. Most of that was toys, which means that's not pure profit because those toys I paid into. But all of them, I got more. Well, 90% of them, I got more than I put in. Basically, there's some little tchotchke small things that I'm selling for $1 that maybe I bought it for $10 10 years ago, or little free things somebody gave me or whatever. But for the most part, I get back more than I pay more often than not. Or I paid it so long ago, it might as well be free money, because again, this isn't a standard business where I'm turning over inventory. It's more just getting rid of my old stuff. I did sell a set of turtle prints and a few other things. I bought very little. I traded a few things with the big dog, so that's like net, whatever you call it. So I got a young Han Solo figure and a chrome pop of a protocol droid and something else. I'll show you later. It doesn't matter, but I'm going home. It's about 5:30. I'm gonna try to eat early dinner and go to bed. The adrenaline of the show keeps you going, and it was really busy. I walked around the floor like once for about a little less than a half hour, didn't even see the whole thing. Other than that, it was just bathroom breaks, and I did sign up for the next 2 shows, which I always forget to do. And this is a good tip for any con. If you want to go again, sign up while you're there, because it gets difficult later, and it's almost like a guaranteed in where everyone else has to get online, and you might not get a spot. But I did not get a very good night's sleep the last 2 nights, and I've been exerting myself physically and mentally, because I've been like multitasking all kinds of crazy tops all day and can't make normal sentences, like throwing words like tops. There's a burp. I'm not going to cut it out. I don't care. So what was my point? That I can't maintain a straight thought process. I woke up this morning with a slight tickle of like a sore throat, which has been exacerbated throughout the day. The Slurpee's helping, actually, because the cold in my throat. It's really hot out. It was nice in the convention center. I wore a hoodie and was totally fine. Stepped outside and it's like fireball, God breath. So I gotta go back tomorrow. Tomorrow's a shorter day. I'm gonna probably meet up with the big dog, have a little breakfast, head over, bring a few reinforcements from home in the form of toys to replenish those that have been sold. I had a point to make. Oh, that I might not be feeling good. And I was at the caricature job I had last night. I was working at an 8th grade graduation party, and they had blasting music and kids were screaming. So I had to kind of yell to be heard. So I may have just strained my voice there and then strained it again just today. Or I could be getting sick. I don't know. I've been taking vitamin C. So hopefully tonight I can get a good night's sleep, eat some, I don't know, eggs or something with protein, and tomorrow have a shorter day. And then here's the killers. I thought I had nothing to do this weekend. I totally messed up. And I had like a doctor's appointment and a caricature gig Friday, and just spaced, so that yesterday was crazy, but I also was kind of going to catch up on work and relaxation this weekend, which is obviously not happening. I still got to catch up on work before I do this 168 weekly roundup of artwork stuff with my buddy Mike Emirates, and I have a show of that coming up Tuesday where I have to report on everything I should have done, and as of now I have not done everything. So despite being exhausted and tired, maybe I'll squeak something out tonight. If not, I'm going to do it tomorrow, and if not, Monday is going to be a crazy marathon race sprint, every kind of speed you could go to get everything done before I talk to him on Tuesday and feel like an idiot for not meeting my own goals. That's it for now. I'll either talk to you back home or tomorrow when we're going back to the show. It's like 10 o'clock. I've been trying to go to sleep for an hour and a half. I feel tired. I don't feel great. I ate and did a little bit of house stuff. You could hear the sound of my throat. It sounds croggly. That's like croaky froggy. It's one of those things where I fell asleep for like 5-10 minutes, and then I heard a noise and woke up, and then I kind of started falling asleep. Then I had to go to the bathroom, and anyway, I'm trying again because I need to get up at 6:30 tomorrow. So if I fall asleep in the next half hour, that's 8 hours sleep. Brother. Yeah, it's 12:30 midnight. I haven't got up. Oh, well, that's not true. I couldn't sleep. Same thing. Can't sleep. Kind of half asleep, waking up, just not being able to do it. And I need to get up a half hour early to take a shower. So I said, screw it. Took a shower. Warm water, made me tired, laid down. And I've still been just sitting here, sitting in the dark, not looking at my phone, eyes closed, just thinking. And I'll start thinking something, almost fall asleep, but then not be asleep. And if I fall asleep right now, I think I'm gonna get 6.5 hours sleep. So awesome, you know, especially, my hope is that I'm laying here. I'm not doing anything physical. Other than this, I haven't been talking. And even though I'm not sleeping, I'm resting. So hopefully my body is like giving me extra credit for that. Yeah. Hey, it's Sunday. I'm on my way. You can hear my voice is still not 100%. I eventually fell asleep. It probably wasn't too long after that last video I made, so, you know, between 12 and 1 a.m. It was a frustrating night. I don't feel too exhausted. I might be getting sick. I have a little bit of a sore throat. But as far as being rested, I think it's true that even though I didn't sleep for 8 hours, I was laying in bed for more than 8 hours, so I'm okay. I took some vitamin C yesterday and today, so we'll see how that goes. Back to the show. I'm driving in now. It is about 7:45, so I got up a little bit later than yesterday and threw the hand truck back in the car. And there's a lot of potholes here, sorry. And you jerk. Get back up here. Where'd you go? Oh man, that's so far. Can I get it while I'm driving? Yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, heading in a little early, heading in later than yesterday, but earlier than I need to be there. The show opens at 10 today. There's no early bird. And I have a few things to throw on my table, but like 4, and we need to like reset up, but that'll take like 5 minutes. So really I need to be there 5 minutes to 10. However, the big dog's like, let's get some breakfast at Denny's. I'm like, yeah, okay, right. So I'm meeting him at 8. Hopefully we'll be done by 9, get over there, you know, an hour, 45 minutes early, set up, maybe walk the floor a little bit, look at some stuff, and then make the big sales. It's a short day today, over at 3:30. Hopefully we do well, but I did well enough yesterday that, it's already been a worthwhile weekend. But I would like to sell some more art. Obviously, getting rid of toys is nice because it makes money and it gets space. But, you know, it's always nice to sell art because there's more profit per piece of art than there is per toy sold. And it makes my heart feel good. So, I'll see you soonish. Get up and open. Some things left, some new things came in. Making piles, having art. The day has begun. It's about 10:45, opened at 10. We're only here until 3:30. I sold some art to a returning customer, which was a nice way to start the day. And the big dog sold some figures. He's walking around because he hasn't had a chance to. It's definitely a lot slower today. But again, we did so well yesterday that, you know, anything we get today is gravy. And we had a nice little Denny's breakfast, so there's that. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to sitting here looking at people. It's about 20 after 12, and I realize I haven't done a good job filming. Usually I'll like take a tour and kind of get some aisles and here's some cool toys, but I hadn't really walked around much. I did just walk around a little bit, but I wanted to get back, and I could have filmed, but I didn't, is my point. So that's why I just showed you that, what's in front of me. I bought very little. Yesterday I bought a few things, mostly from the big dog. It was like trading. And I'm not even tempted, which is good, because today's been slow. Sold some art right in the beginning. The big dog's been selling a few toys, but it's definitely slower today. But yeah, so he just went out to the car to get some stuff, and I'm sitting here talking to you, or myself, or however you want to look at it. And yeah, we got about 3 hours left. I would love it if I could sell 1 or 2 of the big things, not just for the money, but just to get them out of my house, get them out of my car. Art stuff's going okay. Again, sold a little bit yesterday, a little bit today, but the toys are definitely the focus of the show. And I go back and forth about bringing the art, but then I make a sale, and the one I sold the sale today to a guy that I have sold to before, and he usually buys from me at the toy show. As a matter of fact, I missed the toy show a while back, and I saw him there. I was just walking around, you know, looking at toys, and he's like, "Where's your table? I want to get that other print." I'm like, "Oh, I don't have a table this time." So it is worth it. If you're doing a toy show, bring your art. I forgot to mention, with my new setup here, I have this moved all the way back so that I could fit the comics and the book with the other prints in front of it. And then we fill this whole thing with toys. Usually though, I have more room here or a little cubby here so that I can draw. I'll take commissions or just work on my own things. But because of this setup, if I took a commission, I would have had to brought it home to do it or rearrange everything. And it's not really convenient for me to do anywhere, because I thought about doing some of my challenges for the 168 show that I do with Mike Emirates, and it's just not really possible. Walking back from the restroom, and here's a little bit more of the show. Haha, don't say I never did nothing for you, kiddies. Look at it. Toys and books and
thingamagiggers, oh joy. Now we're scrolling down here, and you can see to the left there's some kind of football, baseball man, baby, and the best booth there is, Goose.
Oh, hi. Time's passed. We've got less than an hour left. It's 2:45-ish, I suppose. I just figured I'd give you another angle. This is what I look at. Actually, that's what I look at, but made a few little sales. Again, nothing like yesterday. If yesterday was today, this would be a terrible show. But since yesterday was so good, blah, 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 I'm repeating myself. One thing I realized why I probably had trouble sleeping last night, I've generally been not having caffeine, and I had 3 caffeinated beverages yesterday, including one right before I left. So that might have been why I had trouble sleeping despite being exhausted. I should see if these guys want anything. Well, it's about 20 minutes to closing, and things have slowed down. I have purchased some Power Rangers figures. Got these for pretty cheap. These I got for 4 for $10. They're loose. One had a weapon, but I like them because they're somewhat more realistically proportioned than a lot of them. They're still super heroic and not exactly accurate, but a happy go. Got about 5 minutes left, a few last minute, people are starting to pack up early, the few last minute shoppers are running around, and I made one more sale, 3 small things to a guy to help bring my numbers up a little bit today. Still, again, today, not a good day, combined with yesterday, a good weekend though. No, I'm tired. I'm ready to be done.
Ah, the glamour of the breakdown. Piles of garbage, piles of toys, boxes, people, sweat, gross, tired love.
Don't be jealous because I live in such splendor. Well, it's pretty hot out. It's not the worst ever, but it's warmer than I'd like. I'm heading to my car, which I have to walk to. Apparently they changed it. There used to be parking across the street that you had to pay for. Or park far away, and it's free, and that's still kind of true. But now you can pay and park inside if you're a vendor, which the big dog did the last 2 days. I did not, and I don't need to, and I benefited from him driving me back and forth. But now I gotta go for the walk, and so I'm doing that, and poop. It's hot, I'm tired. I just made 2 trips to the car. I got at least 1 more. I'm done. And that's it. I'm all done. I'm in the car. It took 4 trips. I'm sweaty and gross, even though I was not sweaty all day because of the air conditioning. And I had to put some extra of the big dog stuff in here, which is a reminder, let me turn this on. If you're bringing stuff to a show and you add more the 2nd or 3rd day, keep in mind you got to bring it all back in 1 day. So make sure you sell enough or compact enough or whatever, because he was in a little bit of trouble. I took some of his stuff, he broke open some packages, and he still is like going to be really tight. So learn from the big dog's mistakes. It's the next day, it's Monday. I slept, showered, ate, and was generally exhausted. I feel better today than I have in the last couple days, but I'm definitely just a hair sick, and I think it's the kind of sick, like I said, that came from exhaustion. I just got done unloading the car, well, except for this one box. And one thing I was thinking, this is my print box, and I've got lots of copies of my prints, like 10, 20, the more popular ones, 30, 40, 50 of each. And the box is falling apart, and I was thinking, oh, I need to get a new box or a Tupperware or something. And I think I'm gonna leave them in this box and leave it in the garage and make a small set for when I go to shows and bring 5 or 10 of each print, with the idea that if I sell out, well, that's a good thing, because for years I've been dragging around so many multiple copies of prints, and I think it stems from the idea that I have so many different designs, and oh, well, what if I don't have that design that somebody wants and I left it at home? My glasses are doing weird things. And living in fear is not the way to go, folks. So I will still keep all of my designs for my average shows. As I said, I might specialize if I'm going to a themed show, but I will, you know, bring 5 or 10, like 10 of the popular ones and 3 to 5 of the rest, and keep them in a Tupperware that's smaller, lighter, more durable, and I will also bag them and board them and have them all ready to go, because that'll save me time too, instead of having to do it at the booth. So that's something I've come to, I've been thinking about for a while, but as of this show, I have about a month before my next show, and I will change it up before then.
So there you have it. Overall, it was successful. I made, you know, I think I made like $400 something, $450, something like that. Most of it was toy sales. There were definitely some art sales in there. No comic books sold at all. And it was a thing where I think I sold to 2 or 3 people total my art, but each one bought several, which is, again, a recurring theme with me that I tend to not sell to a lot of customers. But the people who I do sell to very often buy multiple pieces. And even more nice, they often come back if they see me at another show. So, I'm a cult hit. Hey! So, this is a fun show if you're into collecting toys. If you have a bunch of toys to sell, it's good. If you're an artist, there are artists that go there and just set up their art booths. I've never done that. I don't know how well I would do, because my stuff is a little bit more specialized. The people I see doing this have, Spider-Man, as well as Optimus Prime, as well as Rey from Star Wars, as well as Powerpuff Girl. They have a little bit of everything, very pop culture wide, whereas I'm a lot more niche, But there are a lot of Godzilla fans and things like that at these shows. But again, I do enough shows by myself. It's nice that I can split the table with my buddy, and it's kind of a more fun environment. And especially this time, because I wasn't feeling so well, it was good to have a partner there. When I was feeling low energy, he could pick up the slack. Although the adrenaline did carry me through a lot of it despite not feeling well. Anyway, that's it for this time. There'll be more shows. Maybe there'll be videos for them. Who knows? Also, if you're interested in just checking out my art updates, I do a show with Mike Emmert's Art that we rotate channels between us, and it's the weekly comic book art check-in, or 168, because that's how many hours in a week. I'll put a link below, and we do that, like once a week. Hey. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go. Bye.
I'm a collector that usually has toys I'm ready to get rid of every few months. It's called